Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for a bit more of random facts that might be useful in Randomizer. Today, bonk trees. So this tree here has apples in it, or at least I think those are apples. Either way, they are refilling your heart count by 1. So it's worth noting, right now I have not defeated Aghanim. Quite a lot of places change based on whether you have defeated Aghanim or not. Here is a full matching container, which is very handy. I will go through the post-Ganon defeated places basically right after this, so you can see the difference for yourself. This tree here has a little fairy in it, in case you ever need a little bit more health. Then, in the south of the village, if you ever need a little bit more money, there is a tree here that always has 5 rupees in it. So it's kind of rare nowadays that you have boots early in Randomizer, but, well, if you don't know about all those spots, you can't take advantage of an opportunity that presents itself. In here, this rock here has just 1 bomb in it. Not bad. It's worth noting that I'm not going to show off all the locations, because there are locations that are just bees. I'm actually only leaving out bees. So this spot right here, there is a fairy in this tree. I'm not sure why you would be here, but there's a fairy. This tree here, just 5 more rupees. Just in case you need a little bit more money. Just a little bit more. So, let's go further up. Next location here, this tree. This tree here has some more apples if you ever need some more apples. Then we go further up. Bonk, if you like some lag, there is a ton of lag in this tree in the form of bees. So, that's that. And let's move on. If you are ever low on health for some reason near the sanctuary and don't want to go to the priest, right over here there's apples in this tree. Right there, bonk. And on the graveyard in before Aghanim there's actually nothing. Not much really. Next up, so there is this tree down here. It has some more apples in it if you ever are lacking any form of health. Worth noting that there's plenty of health everywhere available in this game if you just know where to look. Then most people probably know this one. This tree has another little fairy in it if you need just another fairy for your collection. Maybe the ones at the east side of the river are a little bit more valuable or so, I'm not sure. So, next up, we go into Hyrule Castle Courtyard. There is the tree you can pull on the right that everybody knows, I'm pretty sure. But there's also the tree on the left side that, if you need a little bit health, has some apples in it. Can be quite handy. And then we dash back over to, whoopsie, not quite here, the east side. Actually I could have just gone south, but I guess we are taking the scenic route here. Because before you have defeated Aghanim, there's nothing on over at the Eastern Palace. That is only after you defeated Aghanim. However, before you defeated Aghanim, there's an interesting one here. This statue in the middle has another fairy in it if you just bonk. Then, if you're really looking for fairies and just kind of want to expand your collection even more, there's a fairy in here. Or, for that matter, there's an entire collection of fairies down there, 4 total I believe. Either way, it is a place where you can stock up on fairies to your heart content. So, and we have almost completed our world tour through the light worlds before Aghanim. This is the last tree that has anything of note in it, and it's a little fairy. Okay, that was pretty much all the locations before you defeated Aghanim. Let's go through the locations after you have defeated Aghanim. Right over here. Alrighty, we start at the same tree. This same tree has the same contents on it, just a little bit more health even after you have defeated Aghanim. Quite convenient. Note worthy as well that the tree you pull next to the thief's hideout in the forest has bees in it if you want that both before and after Aghanim. Just not going to show it off because it's kind of a bit out of the way. This tree here still has matching container in it. Useful? Probably, because you may want to get it on your route to Skullwoods. But then this tree here has actually 20 rupees in it. May or may not be more useful than a fairy after you have defeated Aghanim. This tree down here that earlier contained just 5 rupees has no bees. Oh boy, let's get out of here. We don't need those bees. The rock over to the northwest of here still has... Actually... Yeah, it still has a bomb in it. I was thinking of something else. So, alrighty. Then we have... just south of here, still the same tree as a fairy in it. And then if you'd like to, well, be a little bit fancy, this tree has a bomb in it. I'm not sure why you would want to use that, but hey, who knows. See. So, okay. Next up, there's a tree with a fairy, actually a fair bit closer after you've defeated Acronym. This tree here has a fairy in it. And actually this one is quite interesting and useful too. 8 bombs from this tree. You can restock here your bomb count really quickly if you just want to. Further in this tree is some more lag in the form of bees. Let's get out of here. So, then these trees over here change a little bit. Instead of the tree earlier having the apples, this tree down here now has the bees in it. Oh boy. And now this tree over here has apples. I guess they just kind of sprout at different times or something like that. The tree over to the right here still has the fairies in it. If you'd like to have some more fairies, this one basically always has fairies in it. No matter whether you have to feed it back on him or not. So, alrighty. Also that stone always has a 50% chance for a bomb. But I will cover that in a different video for various other places like that. So, and there is now also over here in the castle courtyard, the left tree in the courtyard still has apples in it, same as before you defeat Dagon. I'm not going to go there because I need to go through the dark and light world in order to get there, since there's a portal there after you defeat Dagon. Okay, after that, those trees here have quite some things in it. The first tree, or well, the second, I guess, in the row, has a fairy, and the third one in the row has some more lag. Let's get out of here for those bees. If you need more fairies and you're just kind of dashing past by, there's one more in here. That's all there is for Eastern Palace for now. Let's get back to Link's house and the swamp area. Maybe I could have looted, but hey, we're just trying to show where that is. We're not trying to be efficient here. Or something like that. Oh, actually, let me correct that. There's actually nothing in the swamp area, or bonkables anyways, after you have defeated Aghanim. There's still the fairies down here, there is still the fairies in this tree, kind of like before. And we have almost completed our world tour for bonkables. If you really want bombs, there's a bomb here, and throw it to the guards. They don't like those so much. Speaking of bombs, there's actually more bombs here. So, this might be one of the more useful ones. If you just need a quick bomb refill, you can just green transition, grab bombs, green transition, grab more bombs. Really neat, actually. So, and last but not least, there's 20 rupees in here. Remember, only after defeating Aghanim, this entire section here, and 20 rupees here. So that's that. That concludes all the stuffs you can just run into. Or after you have defeated Aghanim in the light world, let's go over to the dark world section. Bonk. Where do I have it? Oh, actually I forgot about this one here. This tree, or this bonkable rock on Death Mountain, has a little fairy in it. Definitely worth noting, to say the least. Since it's kind of along the way, but it's probably most people know that anyways. Alrighty, and we try to get into the dark world there. Alrighty, that's my save state. So, dark world, village of outcasts, has actually nothing worth of note for bonking in here. It's just kind of outside where the bonking usefulness starts. This rock over here has 2 fairies in it. It's actually really neat. Then we just go north of this area here, where if you might check the cape area, don't forget this is a tree that you can pull if you really want to have your pull items for some reason. Whatever it might be, it's randomized in the randomizer. Here is always a fairy in it, however, so you can refill your health pretty easily. Oh, okay, let's go to the south end of this area. Actually, no, there's nothing in the south end of here. So let's just head over to the graveyard. That's only in the light world. There's nothing in those trees here. However, there are two interesting things to bonk into the graveyard. First of all, this rock here, 20 rupees. Just don't bonk from this side, that's kind of silly. And this rock here has a fairy in it. That could be quite handy, however. Alrighty, and you remember that tree that has both before and after Aghanim fairy in it? Well, this one here, only 5 rupees. But hey, we may just need a little bit more money for some reason. Could be, actually. That is potentially possible, but unlikely, I guess. But hey, randomizer is all about knowing the opportunities and knowing your options. So, pretty much everyone should know this one. If you don't, well, that may or may not help you. There's always a fairy in this tree over here, on the left side of the pyramid. If you are trying to defeat Ganon, have a bit of trouble, there's a fairy for you. Next up, we go over to the Palace of Darkness area. In the entrance to the Palace of Darkness, kind of like before in the Light World after defeating Aghanim. Those trees have quite some things in it. The first tree, 5 rupees, not noteworthy. Second tree, and the third tree, nothing. And this one here, just some apples to refill your health. I guess whatever. I misremembered the third tree there. Other than that, there's a fairy right here, if you ever need fairies. Also, you can also justify increasing your bonk counter that way if you care about the bonk counter in the randomizer. So, okay. And there's not a whole lot left for the Dark Worlds, there's actually significantly less bonkable usefulness. However, there is one more spot. This statue here in the middle has some apples in it. I don't know why apples, but oh well. Other than that, remember your pull locations for various things like this statue here or statue in the south, and you will be kind of fine. That was for bonkable locations. I hope you enjoyed that video, and there will be more for useful things on the rocks and stones, just kind of like knowing there's a 50-50 bomb drop chance on those kind of skulls is kind of handy. Alrighty, how was that? What do you